Thank you. Good. So now let me go to another program. So I'll take another program and then we will try to execute that.
Can I know, I mean, when we have to use static, when we have to use non-static?
Yes, that once I execute one program, you will come to know. I will just tell you at that point of time. So when it has to be utilized. Good. So now, so once we execute the program, now what will happen? The memory allocation will be done. Then next, what will be the memory name? That will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. Okay. Then after that, the first memory which will be created will be my static port. So then it loads all the static members here. So what are static members? Where static int I is equal to 10. Then after that, we have my main function alone. So I'll just take here. We already have written. My main function. Correct. So next, what will happen right now for me? It creates me a local memory for the main. So the first information, it creates a local memory for main. Okay. Then main function starts to execute. System.out.println I. Now, whenever we refer only by the variable name, what will happen? The search goes to the local memory. Then do we have I variable here? No. So from where this memory got created? From the static pool only actually what it came. So now what will happen? The search goes to the static pool. Here do we have I variable? Yes, the value is what? 10. Then next I is equal to 20. Now again search goes to the local memory. Here do we have I variable? No. Then where the search goes to the static pool. Here do we have I variable? Yes. Right now the value is 20. Now I'm trying to reinitialize it from 10 to 20. Alright, it reinitializes from 10 to 20. Then next system.out.println I. Now what will happen? Again search goes to the local memory. Here do we have I variable? No. Then comes to the static pool. What is the current I value? 20. 20 will be printed. Next, integer I is equal to 50. Now what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to create a new variable where inside the local memory of main, because it's a local variable, so that it creates inside the main function. Next, system.out.println I. Now what happened? The search goes to main function. Here do we have I variable? Yes, the value is what? 50. That's what it will do. Got it? Then next actually what? I is equal to I plus 20. So now what will happen? First it does the calculation. So I goes to the local memory. Do I have I variable? Yes, the value is what? 50. 50 plus 20. 50 plus 20. The value is what? 70. That 70 will be stored under the I variable again. Goes to the I. Here what is the value? 50. That will be stored to 70 now. Got it? Can you guys ping me as yes if you have understood so far? Any questions on this? Or you guys are clear? Super. That's great. Okay. So next, system.out.println I. Now what will happen? Again the search goes to the main function. What is I variable? The value is 70. Then next now, global local underscore 2.I. That means what? Global local underscore 2 is what? My class name. So I'm referring the I variable with the help of my class name. That means the search, it directly goes to the static pool. So what is the I variable value is 20. 20 plus 20, that is actually what? It's 40. 20 plus 20, that value is what? 40. That 40 right now it will be stored to the I variable. Now what will happen? Goes to the local memory. Currently I value is 70. That will be replaced to 40 now. Got it? Then next actually what? System.println I. Now goes to the local memory of my I. What is the I value? 40. Then next system.println global local 2.I. Now what happened? The search actually what directly goes to the static pool because we are referring with the help of a class name. Goes to static pool. What is the value right now for me? It is 20. 20 will be printed. When I refer by class name, search directly goes to static pool. When I refer by only variable name, search goes to main function. If I don't have that variable, then only search goes to the static pool. Otherwise, it picks from here itself. Okay. So next, now, hey, hi Saujanya. Hello. Hey, hi Saujanya.
Yes, Murali.
Can you tell me now what will happen here?
Actually, I didn't understand that 20 plus 20. That
Okay.
how?
Sure. That's okay. So I'll tell you. So global local underscore 2.I. So what is the global local underscore 2? That is my
Class
name. So now I'm referring the I variable with the help of my class name. That means where the search should go? Should go to the static pool. So here do we have I variable?
Okay, going to calling for something. Do one thing, I'll leave and I'll call you later.
Yes.
Yeah. So here right now, what is my I variable value is 20. So that is 20 plus just a minute.
Even I am at home.
Okay, so 20 plus 25, that is 45. Okay, so now that 45, now where I'm trying to store? Global local 2.I. Global local underscore 2 is what? That's my class name. Dot I is what? I'm referring the variable. So that means search directly goes to static pool. Here do we have I variable?
Yes.
Yes. That 20 will be replaced with 45. Understood now? Now are you clear, Saujanya?
That is clear. Previous one 20 plus 20.
This one, right? So before, if you see global local underscore 2.I. So what is the global underscore 2.I? That is referring my static pool.
Office pay.
Saujanya, actually, I'm background noise from your end. Yeah. So the global local underscore 2.I is what right now? Before the change, the static pool I variable value is what? 20.
20.
So that is what? That 20 plus 20. That is what? 40. Then now I'm storing it where? To the I variable. That is one local I. So that means search goes to the main function. Here before the value was 70. Now I'm replacing it to 40 because whenever you refer only by the variable name, search goes to the local memory. If you have that information, search changes it. Otherwise, actually what? Then it goes to the static pool.
Okay.
Got it right?
Yes.
Super. Now, hi Rajkumar. Sorry, I just again muted you. Hey, Rajkumar.
Hi.
Now can you tell me now this step? Global local 2.I plus 25. So what is the global local 2.I?
2.I is 45.
Superb. So search whenever reference with the help of a class name always goes to static pool. Now here my value is what? 45. So 45 plus 25.
70.
Yes.
That is stored in the local memory, if I'm not wrong.
Superb. Yes, correct. Because I'm referring only by the variable name. Now the search goes to local memory. Here I variable is there. So Currently it's 40. That will be changed to 70. Got it right?
Yeah, 70. All right.
So then next system.out.println I. Now can you tell me what will be the output for this?
70.
Yes. Local memory level I variable value is what? 70. So it will print 70 for me here. Then next actually what? Global local 2.I.
Yeah, it's 45.
Yes. Search goes to static pool because we are referring by class name. Current value is 45. Yes. Then comes out of the main function. Now what will happen? Local memory is being deleted. Comes out of the entire program. Then the entire memory will be deleted by the garbage collector. Got it? Any questions for anyone on this?
So since we have not created any object here, so we don't have any object memory.
Correct. Here right now we are concentrating only on the local memory and then the static pool memory alone. Static members alone.
Okay.
You both are clear, guys? Saujanya, Rajkumar, both are clear.
Yes, it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Super. Now we'll see actually what the objects that is actually what non-static, static, and local. All the three together in a single program, so that you guys will be clear on understanding the concept more. Then next I will tell you. So what is the need of static and then the non-static, and then when to be used. All those things. So now let me take this. Okay, so now I'm going to execute this program. So here, first actually what? Just a minute. First, a memory will be created for that. Then the memory name will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. Got it? Then we will have the first memory which will be created will be what? Okay, I'll ask you guys. So, hey, hi Saujanya, can you tell me what will be the first memory which will be created right now?
Static.
Super. So the first memory which will be created is my static pool. So now can you tell me what are the static members will be loaded here?
Static int k is equal to 40.
Super. Static int k equal to 40. Yes.
And main function.
Yes. Then we have only main function. As of now, I'll copy from here. Then after that, next what will happen?
Local memory will be created.
Super. The first memory will be created as my local memory. So local memory for main will be created now. Yes. Then main function starts to execute. Then next what will happen?
Int I is equal to 10 and j is equal to 20. These are local variables.
Super. Two local variables will be created inside my main function. Yes. Then now I'll tell you. Hey, good. Hey, thanks, Ajanya. Thank you so much. So next, now what I'm trying to do right now is actually what a concatenation process. Okay. So what is the concatenation process here? I'm telling you. So right now, if I give 10 plus 20, what will happen? That will be actually what? 30. Okay. That is a number plus number will be added. But the same thing, if I add any information to a string, that will be concatenated. That is, it will join together. Okay, that's what. So it will be joining together. That's what will happen here. So here, right now, for me, if you see system.out.println local variable. So this is in double quotes. So it will print me local variable. Then next, actually, what I'm going to give plus I. So what is the I here? Whenever I refer only by the variable name, search goes to local memory. What is the I variable value?
10.
10. It will print me 10 here. Then a space. Then after that J. Again referring by the variable name, search goes to local memory. The J variable value is 20. 20 will be printed. So local variable 10 space 20 will be printed now. Then next is system.println global variable plus K. So global variable, it's in double quotes, then plus K. So now we're referring only by the variable name, search goes to the local memory. Here do we have K variable? No. So from where actually what this main function came? From my static pool. Now here do we have any K variable in the static pool? Yes, the value is what? 40. Then next global local variable dot K. Now what happened? Referring the K variable with help of my class name. That means search directly goes to the static pool. The value is what? 40. Got it? Then next, I am trying to create an object. Global local variable obj equal to new global local variable. So new global local variable, what will do? It will help me to create an object. So it creates me an object here. Then the object name is what? Obj. Obj will be my object name. Then next actually what? Global local variable. That's my reference here. Okay. So global local variable is my reference. So that means what? It loads all the global members from the global local variable class. So it can be a static or it can be a non-static. It can be actually what? A variable or a function. Okay. So right now for me, static members, I told you it will have a single copy. So it takes from the static pool. Static in K equal to 40. In this program, you guys will come to know what is that a single copy, multiple copy. Okay. Then it takes my main function. So that is also a static member. Then after that non-static members, we have integer P equal to 50. So apart from that, do we have anything here static or non-static? That's it. So it loads all the static members from the static pool and the non-static members from the default place. Then next actually what? System.out.println obj.p. So it goes to the obj. What is my p value? That is 50. 50 will be printed. Then next actually what? obj.k. Now it goes to the obj. What is the k variable value? That is 40. Got it? So now next, hi Rajkumar. Hi Rajkumar.
Hi.
Now can you tell me obj.p equal to 60? Now what happened?
It will overwrite the earlier value.
Super. So obj.p means what? The search goes to the obj. Do we have p variable here?
Yeah. So
Yes.
instead of 50, it will be 60 now.
Correct. It will change to 60 now. The 50 will be replaced to 60. Correct. Yes. Then next section what? obj.k equal to 90.
Yeah, it will be same with the k. It will overwrite with 90.
Correct. So now the obj.k, right now the value is 40. That will be replaced with 90 now. Okay. And I told you static members actually what? As a single copy alone. Correct. So whenever a change is going to happen for the static member, it applies everywhere. Okay. So in the static pool also current value is 40, right? That will be replaced to 90 because static members has a single copy only. When a change applies, it applies everywhere. Okay. Then next system.println obj.p. So now it will print me obj.p. Then next actually what? obj.p goes to the obj. Here do we have p variable? Yes, the value is what? 60.
60.
It will print me 60 here. Then obj.k. Now again it prints me obj.k, whichever it's in double quotes. Now obj.k goes to obj. K variable value is what? 90.
90.
Yes. Next, can you tell me what will happen, Rajkumar?
Yeah, global local variable, you're calling class.
Super.
Okay, it will go to the static pool.
Super. Why it goes to the static pool?
Because we are taking a class name there.
Super. We are referring the K variable with help of my class name.
So it will take 90.
Super. The current value here in the K value is 90. 90 will be printed. Super. Then next actually what? Global
So
local
creating object. Okay.
Super. New global local variable, what will happen?
Second object is creating.
Yes, it creates me another object.
Called obj1.
Yes, object name is what? obj1. Yes, then global local variable. Now what will happen? What this reference will do? Says to the object, load only the global members from the global local variable class. So as I told you, static members will have actually what? A single copy. So it takes always the information from the static pool. So what is the current value of the static K?
K is 90.
Yes, the K value is 90. Yes, then my main function. Yes.
Why we are creating another object?
So here I'm trying to create another object. So it's not in the real-time situation, we will not be creating objects, but I want to tell you actually why static members are a single copy and then why non-static members are a multiple copy, what will happen, right? So for that reason, I have created objects here like that. But in real-time situation, we don't create multiple objects in a single class. Got it, Sojanya?
Yes.
So you mean to say that we should not create multiple objects in a single class?
It's not like we should not create, it is unnecessary. Because actually why means in the first object, what are the informations we have? The same thing is what we are going to have it in the second object also.
So it's it's a waste of creating one more object.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, super. Then next we have taken all the static members. Non-static members, I told you, always it will take the default value. Okay. Static members alone, the current value is 90, right? That has been taken. Non-static members, it will take as it is, the default information. Okay, right? Now, hi Sojanya, can you tell me next what will happen now? So here, obj1.p, it will print obj1.p. Next, what will happen? So obj1.p, I'm referring with the help of the object name. So what is the p value?
50.
Superb, it is 50. Correct. Then obj1.k. Now, what is the key variable value? Goes to obj1.
90.
90.
So this is called multiple copies, right?
Yes. So if you see non-static members as multiple copies.
Okay.
Static members will have a single copy. See, in the static pool level it is 90, obj level it is 90, obj1 level also it is 90.
90.
That is single copy. Okay. Now global local variable. So now it prints me global local variable. Yes. Then global local variable dot k. So that is what we are referring actually what the k variable with the help of my class name. Okay. So that means search directly goes to the static pool. The value of k is what? 90. Then next, Rajkumar, can you tell me next what will happen? Global local variable dot k equal to 20.
Global, okay, equal to 20. So you are again reinitiating k is equals to 20.
Super. Where?
So everywhere it will be 20.
No, global local variable dot k. Whenever I refer by the class name, where the search will go?
Static pool.
Yes, it goes to the static pool. The current value of k is what? 90.
90.
That will be replaced to
20.
20. Yes, correct.
So it will be same in object as well, I think. Static in K.
Yes, super. Everywhere, because static members has a single copy, everywhere now it will be replaced to 20. Super. Yes. Then next, obj1.k equal to 70. Now what happened? Saujanya, can you tell me? Help me on this.
K, which is present in object 1, will be replaced with 70.
Super. Goes to obj1. The k value right now it is what? 20. It will replace to 70. Then anything else will happen?
Everywhere it will be 70.
Super. Correct. Because static members has a single copy. So everywhere it should replace with 20 to 70. Can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood this concept? Why actually what it has been changed everywhere to 70? You guys are clear? Super. Now obj1.p equal to 25. Now can anyone tell me what will happen now?
Only at object 1, it will be changed to 25.
Super. Correct. Because non-static members has a single copy. That change will apply only in that specific object level alone. Clear, right? Super. Good. Now next, can anyone tell me what's going to happen now?
Object 2 is first. So new object.
Yes. And another one more object will be created. The object name is obj2. Okay. Next, now can you tell me what other members will be loaded?
Static.
Superb. Static.
K equal to 70.
Yes, correct. Static members which has a single copy. So the current value of the k is what? 70. And next, my main function. Then after the next, what will happen?
Int p equal to 50.
Correct. So non-static members always it takes the default information. Very good. Super base. Then next, we have loaded all the information. Okay. So next, I'll just put these things here so that it'll be easy for us to. I'll just put these things here. Now global local variable dot k. Now what will happen? Where the search will go?
Static pool.
Yes, super. Because we are referring with the help of a class name, search goes to the static pool and then it prints 70. obj2.p
50.
50 goes to obj2. P variable value is 50. Then next obj2.k.
70.
Yes, the k value is 70. Then next what? obj.p.
25.
No,
60.
obj.p.
60.
Yes,
60.
obj.p is 60. I'll just put here. Then obj1.p is
25.
25. That's it. So non-static members alone, everywhere it has a different copy. Okay. Then it comes out of the entire program. Sorry, comes out of the main function. So it deletes the memory. Then it comes out of the entire program over there. So the memory has been deleted. Clear? Any questions for anyone on this? Everyone is clear on this part?
Okay, so the bottom line is whenever we want to static members, we will use in what cases?
Correct.
Ideally, practically.
Super. So now, yes. So now the thing is, static members, what? It will have a single copy. So whenever I want an information that need to be accessed actually what? in a single memory level, I will always keep it as in a static member level. So that actually what everywhere actually what that can be accessed directly by the class name, and then I can utilize it. Okay, and then a change whenever it has been applied, it's going to apply everywhere. So that time only I should make it as actually what a static member. So now the next thing is actually what non-static members when to use means whenever I create an object, that is the only time actually what the memory will be utilized. Otherwise, I will not be able to use it at any point of time. So that is if you're not sure that actually what that member is needed always. Whenever you create the object alone, that time only you have to use it. So the limitation is like that. Then you can make it as a non-static member. Any point of time I will be using means always make it as a static member so that you can refer them with the help of a class name and then you can utilize it. Got it? Static members utilization is widely I can use it over there without creation of any object directly with the help of a class name. But non-static members only when we create the object only I can utilize it. Otherwise we cannot utilize it.
So why can't we use only static variables instead of using combination of static and non-static?
So that's what I said, right? So the thing is actually what non-static members, it's not. So there are some variables which I will not be utilizing it always. So those things and all, actually what, honestly, why you want to make it as a static over there? Because static pool level, what will happen? Always when we start to execute the program, immediately actually what all the static members have been loaded for me, and then the memory is being consumed. Okay, non-static members only when we create the object only it is being consumed and then it is being utilized over there. So that's why we are making those things actually one as a non-static. Okay, still there are some information when we come to constructors, all those things I will again explain over there. So here as of now the basic rule is what means when you want to utilize it at any point of time, make it as a static, and then any change that has been applied that will change, that change applies widely everywhere. Non-static members only whenever we want to use it over there alone, that you can make it that is there is an object when we create alone, that time only I need to use it, make it as actually what a non-static. Otherwise I'm not going to utilize everywhere means make it as a non-static member only. Clear?
Yeah.
Understood? Any questions from anyone? Rajkumar, Saujanya?
Nothing as of now.
Super. Great. So now we will have a break. We'll have a break, a 10 minutes break, a long break we will have. So then after that we will start with functions. So functions, basics, return types, and then the overloading, all those things we will see.
Okay.
We'll have a 10 minutes break. 8:05 we will again connect, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Hello. My
Hello. Yeah, guys. So shall we continue the session?
Yeah.
Super. So we have seen actually how to work on with actually what variables and what are the different types of variables we have, and then we have also understood actually why we have to go for static and non-static. So static members, if we take, always is a single copy. On the non-static members, it's always a multiple copies here. That's what we have seen so far. So next, now we will go for the functions, understanding about the functions. So can you guys tell me, right now I have created a class, but I don't have my main function. What is the shortcut to create the main function?
Main control
Control.
space enter.
Awesome, super. Main control space enter. Super. Now I have going to print some information here. So Monday. So I have these 7 lines of code that need to be repeated actually multiple times. So I have these 7 lines of code, which is repeated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times it has been repeated. So think over in a real-time situation, I have some 200 lines of code, which has to be repeated for 10 times. That means totally I need to write 2000 lines of code over there, which is unnecessarily I need to write over there. So, and also one more thing, in case now I need to change it, there is some information I need to change. So for example, Friday, I need to make it as actually what? Friday, like that. Now what happened? This information, I need to go to all the places and then I need to change it. In case if I forget anywhere, there will be a problem. So handling the code also is a little bit tough over here. So for these things only actually what it's better, because if you see these 7 lines of code is always same, which I can handle it with the help of functions. How I can handle means I'll copy these 7 lines of code. I will write a function. How a function will be written means so simple. So always a function will have a return type. So void is actually one of the return type here. Void, and then my method name. So method name I will just give it as weekdays. Then open and close the parenthesis. Open the flower page and close it. Then here I will have this 7 lines of code. Okay. So as like actually what variables, so functions also can be static or it can be non-static. Static members can be accessed with the help of the class name. Non-static members can be accessed with the help of actually what? My object name. So now it's a static function. Okay. So which has a return type as void. And then always a function will have a return statement. So in void, it is not mandatory because void can have a return statement, but it cannot return any value. So it is not mandatory for me to use a return statement. If you want, you can use it. Got it? So as of now, it's a void, and then I will have the actually what return statement also over here. Okay. So now, which are the places actually what we have actually what these 7 lines of code? I'm going to call the functions there. So I will make it here. So before that, having this, I will try to execute this. See, right click, run as Java application. We have executed all these things. So now I'm going to have my function here. Then all these places I'm going to replace it. Dot weekdays. So this thing I'm going to have it everywhere. That's it. Got it? Now if you see, organizing the code also is so much easier. So now function usage.weekdays, what will happen? Function usage is my class name. With the help of actually what? The reference, it goes and calls me the static member weekdays. Now it prints me these 7 lines. So it executes these 7 lines of code and then again returns back here. Then it prints me these dashes. Then again comes here, weekdays, execute me these 7 lines of code, returns back here. So like that it goes. See, right click, run as Java application. It gives me the same output. Now if you want to do any changes, if I come and change only in one place, if you see, everywhere that change will apply. See now. Organizing the code also, it's so much easier right now. Got it? This is how we use a function. Okay, so understood? This is the main reason we go for functions here. Any questions for anyone on how to write a function? So once again, I'll tell you how to write a function. So for example, I'll write here. So always a function will have a return type, void. Then a method name, method 1. Open and close the parentheses. That's it. This is how a function will be written. So method 1. Okay. Then after that, as I said, functions can be static or it can be non-static also. Function can be static or it can be non-static, both. That's what we have. Got it? Clear for everyone?
In what situation we use static and non-static functions?
Same concept only.
Same concept. Okay.
Yes. So the main thing is actually what, when I want to utilize it over there, any point of time, better to have it as a static so that I can access with the help of my class name. Otherwise, make it as a non-static so that I can access with the help of the object name. Okay, understood this? So now void means I told you can have a return statement, but you cannot return any value here. Okay, so it is not mandatory for me to use a return statement here. I'll close this. So now we have seen about actually how to write a basic function and then how to call them. Now we'll see functions return type. New class. I'll create a class functions return type. Love package main function. So can anyone tell me how to write a function? So I want to write a function which is of void return type, and then the function name should be actually what, method 1. Can anyone help me how to write a function?
Void.
Super. Void
Method 1.
method 1. Then
If it is static, then it will be static void main.
super. Yes, static void method 1. Then anything else?
Braces.
Yes, braces. Then open my curly braces. I want to print actually what? Method 1. Here I'll just give program starts. Here I'll just give program ends. Okay. So now I want to call this method. So how I can call this method?
Class name dot
Super dot
method name.
method 1. Yes. So here void is a return type. So can I have a return statement here?
Yeah, it's optional kind of stuff.
Correct. It is optional. It is not mandatory because void cannot return any value. Apart from void, we can also use other return types. So other return types actually what? That is we have data types, right? So see here, I can use integer.
A string as well.
Yes. So if it is an integer, I need to return an integer value.
So you mean void is a data type?
No, void is not a data type. It's a kind of it's a return type where it cannot return any value. Void is not a return type. Void is not a data type. But the data types, integer, string, boolean, all those things I can use it over here. Okay, right?
Okay.
And when exactly we need to use these return types? When we have to return some values to the some other.
I will call this method, and then this method will do some actions. After that, after doing that calculation, it needs to return me a value. So that time we will utilize it. I will also show you an example here. So now before that, tell me if it's a string. So what should be the return type?
String should be return type.
Yes. Any information that comes in double quotes will be a string. So in case if it's boolean.
True or false?
True or false.
Super. So now here I will call this method function return type dot method 1. That will print me method 1. It returns. Sorry, it prints. The thing is, it's returning me true, right? I want to capture and then print that information also. So what happens here? Function return type dot method 1, and then it shows boolean is my return type. Got it? So if I want to capture that, I can capture that information in a boolean variable. Boolean e is equal to. Then I can print sysO e. Got it? See, it returns me true. Then after that information I'm capturing it in a variable and then I'm utilizing it. Same thing in case if it is actually what? Double. Can you tell me what are the changes that I need to do here? Can anyone tell me? I'm getting error in the 7th line and 12th line. What are the changes that I need?
You have to change the return type?
Yes, it should be 20.30 or something, a decimal value.
Yeah.
Yes. Then?
And then here the variable we have to change it to double.
Yes.
So it will print 20 now.
Now it prints me 20.3. Because 0 does not have a value, it prints 20.3. Got it? Any questions on understanding about the return types? Clear, right? Concept is clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Super. Now, next thing I will also show you about method overloading, or it's also called as function overloading. What is that? We will see. So 11. So program starts. So program ends. So here I'll have a method void method 1. So here, can I have again the same method name here, method 1? If I change at least the return type, is it possible for me having a return statement? No, it's not possible. So the thing is, I can defer a method only by help of actually what? Accepting arguments. See here, integer here. Here I'll have CISO default method 1.
So we can't have same method names without different return types.
Correct. No, without arguments.
Without arguments. I mean, okay.
Correct.
We can have a name, same name, but we need to have a.
So it needs to accept arguments over there. Based on that, it can be deferred. Okay. So still we have to see more on that. So that is actually what right now we are seeing means that is I can have a same method name with different arguments. Okay. Either the number of arguments should be deferred or based on the type of argument. See, double. Based on the type, it should be deferred. So this should be integer argument method 1. This is double argument method. I'll just move it a little bit so that I can see. Then I will have here integer a comma double b. Integer and double argument method. Another one I will have double and integer argument method 1. Got it? So based on the type of arguments or based on the number of arguments, I can defer a method. Same method name with different arguments over here. So when we will have actually what the same method name with different arguments means, that is for me, the functionality is same, but the implementation details alone is going to differ. So those places actually what I can have a same method, but with different arguments. So that means what means I'm going to create a customer with one task. That is the task name. I will be passing it over there in the argument. So create customer will be my create customer with task. That will be my method name. Then one task, right? So I will be passing actually what only one argument there. For example, like this. See here, void create customer with the task. Here I'll pass string task name. I'll have one more method void create customer. Here I will accept task name 1, task name 2. So both the places is going to create the customer only, but the only thing is the first place level actually what it's going to create one task. The second place it's going to create me two tasks over three tasks. Sorry, it's two tasks and then this one with three tasks. That's the only one difference is going to happen. Got it? So these places actually what if you see, we will have the same method name but with different arguments. Got it? This is what we will be utilizing in the real-time situation. Understood? Any questions for anyone?
Yeah, what is the use of this method overloading concept?
That's what I'm saying, right? So for me, the functionality remains same, but the for example, I'm going to create a customer with a task. So there is actually what creating the customer has to be done. So now for me, only one task over there. So I will be accepting actually what my task name in the argument when I'm calling the method create customer. So for example, this is a non-static information. So method overloading obj1 is equal to new method overloading. So during my execution time, I will be passing my argument. So obj1 dot create customer with task. So here I'm going to give my task name first task. Next thing obj1 dot create customer with two tasks. So here I will be just giving my task 1, my task 2. obj1 dot create customer. Now I'm going to accept pass 3 arguments. Yeah, task 1, task 2, 3. This is how we'll be passing. So that during the execution time only, I will be passing my task name. So those time actually what I can call them like that. So it's that is you cannot make it as a hard coded level. So if you give your task names here inside the functionality, that will be like a hard coded one. So during the execution time when I'm passing it over there, that will not be like a hard coded one. That's the thing. So I will be passing like this. Otherwise, I'll be passing through an Excel sheet. Okay. So this is how we will be using it in real time. Now you guys are understood the reason for method overloading.
Yeah.
Correct. Same method name with different arguments. So it can be differed by number of arguments or it can be differed by the type of arguments. That's what it will be done. Got it? So now if you see, I will call these methods here. So here simply so page one task. Simply I'm just printing create one task. And then if you see, just give me a minute, guys. So here create task, and then here if you see here plus, then I'm going to give my task name. So that is the here in the argument I'm going to pass string task name, right? So this will be like a local variable for this method. Okay, so here I'm passing string task name 1, string task name 2. So these two variables will be the local variable for this create customer task, this method. Here 3 arguments I'm passing, right? These 3 variables will be the local variable for this, like that we used to have. But same thing here, create 2 tasks, something, then my task name 1, task name 2. Task name 1, 2, and 3. This is what we're having. Got it, right? So now if you see, if I'm going to call this method, see what happens. program starts, create one task, first task. So that is, I have passed first task here, right? So that information comes over here. Okay, that comes as a argument here. Then after that information create one task. Then after that task name is what I have passed first task. So that is what we will get it over here. Same thing, create customer with task. I'm passing two arguments. So now this will go and call me this method. So create two tasks. My task name one is what? My task one. Task name two is what? My task two. So that will be printed here. Then create customer with task. Here it comes first task, second task, third task. So it will be task name 1, 2, 3. First task 1, first task 2, first task 3. Then finally program ends in the main function. Understood? This is how arguments we will be utilizing it. Okay, so here now if you see, I'll have one more method. Void method here, integer comma integer. So here what I will do, I will give an information. So A plus B plus, then after that I will just give 100. This information I will have the return type as actually what? Integer. Here I will give integer x is equal to, that is I'm having one local variable also. So that is A plus B plus 100. So what's going to happen? That is going to give me, so what is the value given? Plus 100, and then that will be stored under the x variable. So that I'm going to return it because the return type is integer. Return and then x. Okay. Now if I want to call this method, what we will do? See here. Then I'm going to give, call this method 1. obj1 dot method 1. So here which accepts integer and integer argument. So here I'm going to pass 10, comma 20. That means what will happen? 10, comma 20. So A variable will have 10, the B variable will have 20. 10 plus 20 plus 100. So that means what? It will be 130. That 130 I'm storing it over there under the x variable. Then it prints me integer and double argument method and returns me x. X variable value is what? 130. That comes over here. And program ends. See, right click, run as Java application. Integer and double argument method. Sorry, I returning x here. I will capture it over here. Integer, or just directly I can just use system.out.println also. Instead of capturing it over there in a variable and then I'm printing, instead of that, directly I'm capturing it in a variable and then I'm printing here. That's the one difference. Right click, run as Java application. See, 130. Got it? Any questions for anyone? Clear? Saujanya and then Rajkumar, both of you clear on understanding about the method overloading and then utilizing method overloading and also the method return types here. You guys are clear on this part?
Yeah.
Clear? Saujanya, you clear?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, a little bit yes and no.
Once again, I'll go through the recording.
Sure, super. So anyway, actually, for you guys, actually, what I will have a backup for again tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday also, because right now we have seen about the functionality. Tomorrow and then day after tomorrow evening, you guys can again come by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Is that will be fine. Tomorrow the regular session will be there by morning 7:30 to 8:30. For you guys alone, actually what I'll take this functions and constructors on evening time. Will that be fine for you? You guys can come.
Yes.
So Rajkumar, for you? Hello, hey Rajkumar, you're there?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about. I'll let you know over the phone after half an hour, something like that.
Sure. So, for you, evening around by 9 o'clock will be fine. 9 to 10.
Yeah, it is fine.
Fine, right? Good. So Rajkumar, you also just let me know over there. So that. So tomorrow the same meeting ID for the same meeting ID morning 7:30 to 8:30 will be our regular session.
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow I'll be taking for if conditions and then the loops over there. So there is no connection between that. You guys need to know this functions or constructors, then only need to go. Okay, no, nothing is like that. So that will be like an entirely new topic which you will be able to understand in a detail. Okay, right?
Okay.
Good. Okay, so tomorrow I will stop the session with this now. So tomorrow morning 7:30 to 8:30 we'll have, and then the backup session will be there by evening 9 o'clock for us, 9 to 10 o'clock. Okay, in case if there is any change in time or something like that, let me know over there so that we can discuss on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, yeah.